Hey guys, welcome to another video. So guys, I hadn't heard of this game we were talking about today, but I've had a few people message me about it, linking me the trailer. Apparently, this is supposed to be one of the next big games coming to the MMO market, and I even had a few players message me saying this will be the game that will finally kill New World for good. So, let's have a look at the trailer and then I'll share my thoughts afterwards. And guys, buckle up, this one's pretty crazy.
Welcome to the realm of Quinfall, adventurer on a trail to the past. Lands of Quinfall feature a variety of landforms, mountains, lakes and rivers that are shaped according to their respective biomes and climates. The local flora also corresponds to the biome. Cities are strategically spread across cliffs, shores, mountains and even underground in a vast 2016 square kilometre land. In this world, seasons and weather conditions like rain and snow interact with your character as well as objects. Plants and some animals may decline in number in certain climates. Some areas may be subjected to floods, and some may surface as a result of droughts. All of these are some of the elements that make up Quinfall's alive and dynamic world. Those who find themselves in Quinfall will not encounter a classic MMORPG experience. In Quinfall, you can visit shops and taverns run by other players, play board games or mini games with others, and even make your own music. Keep in mind that your character is part of a living, breathing world. You may not find smiths and other merchants at certain points in time. To learn more about the world, listen carefully to NPCs. This world offers you 11 different improvable professions inspired by the Middle Ages. You can hunt for treasures in secret areas, dungeons, open fields, and underwater to find valuable items. You can plant seeds according to landforms and climate and harvest them for farming. If you don't have enough time, you can employ workers or real players.
The bat, I love MMOs, and there's nothing I would love more for an amazing revolutionary MMO to release. But watching this trailer, here's how I felt. When it began, I felt excited. This is gonna be amazing. It looks great and I love everything I hear. Then, as it went on, I started thinking, okay, this is getting a bit ambitious. Then, as we reached the end, it felt more and more like a parody. Like, this is just silly, and there's no way on earth any AAA company could pull this off, let alone in 3 years total development time, and especially by a company that's only as old as the development is. This is a really young company. I'm not trying to rain on anyone's parade here, but let's review this list of things that they're saying they're going to give us. In this time span of 2 years development, this company claims with an employee base of between 50 and 200 people, whatever that means, they're going to deliver a game that has a map of 216 square kilometers, of course with 5 biomes, including plains, mountains, swamplands, forests, and deserts. And within these biomes, we're going to see dynamic weather. And with this dynamic weather, seasons. And then these seasons will affect the map, as they said, causing floods and droughts and whatever. It'll even affect the animals and the plant nodes, so the animals will hibernate in the winter and migrate, I guess, so we won't see as many. And the game, of course, is going to have an action combat system because that's what everything's doing now since New World released. They say that it's going to be a sandbox MMO where we are in control of everything that happens and it won't be a theme park directing us with quests and stuff like that. Yet within this sandbox, the players can own shops and bars. Then we'll be able to go to these bars and the players can then play music and play card games within the bars. And these card games look like games like Magic the Gathering, so they're going to have to create entire systems around the card games and all unique cards and abilities on the cards and all that kind of stuff. Then they tout this crazy detailed character customization, claiming to give the player control over hundreds of muscles to change how your character will appear, look, and everything. They say the game will be full of puzzles that will lead to hidden treasures in secret areas. The game will even have underwater mysteries, cities, and areas to explore. And of course, the game has mounts that we can tame, breed, raise, and everything that you could imagine around mounts that will make them better and faster so that we have an advantage so that we can get around the map faster. Then, of course, using these animals that we tame and then breed and then raise, we will create caravans that will then introduce us to the caravan system so that we can ship our products around the map more quickly because the map is so huge. And where will we get these products that we ship around the map? Of course, there's a player farming system where we can somehow hire other players or NPCs to work the farms, so that we can produce crops and things like that to sell and ship around the map. And of course, we can build our own housing with a housing snap system like in Ark or Conan Exiles. And on top of that, there are guild private islands where guilds can build. There are 9 weapon systems for combat, and there are 11 trade skills, all the things that you would expect, alchemy, cooking, and all that. Then, on top of all of that, there's time travel, where we'll be introduced to steampunk robots, railroads, airships, all sorts of things that you would expect from time travel. Then, on top of all of that, of course, we have a sailing system where you can sail giant ships and fish and fight in naval battles. You see, guys, it's ridiculous. No game company could pull this off. Even me reading off the list started to sound ridiculous, didn't it? This simply is too ambitious and never going to happen. Like really, let's think about this logically just for a moment. The amount of variables and code and work involved in just simply the movements and physics of action combat would be a massive undertaking. But we aren't just talking about that. Then the physics of mechs and all the moving parts, airships, ocean ships, trains, caravans, various mounts. Then not only that, they say mounts will have the ability to receive improved speed and stuff like that. So there will be variables involved with breeding. The weather alone, this would take a AAA company years to work out on this level. The weather changes day to day, the seasons change, which affect the player and the environment in the whole game, and not just in one biome, but in 5. There's underground worlds that will also have weather environments, under a map that's already 2,016 kilometers. Not even taking into consideration the thousands of materials you can gather, and the code surrounding the odds of receiving what from what, like various ores and rares and all that sort of thing. The recipes for cooking, the mechanics around playing music, the notes, the songs, everything involved in that. Building and designing an entire card game. This simply can't be done by a few people inside of just a year. Even the time travel in an MMO world, I just don't understand how it would work. There just is no way. And even if there was a way, all of this sounds cool to say, but think about it. You're playing an MMO that's set in the medieval times, where people can own things in capital cities, but yet still build houses, own farms where they can make people work. But who's going to do that? Like you're trying to generate gold in a game, so you take a minimum wage job on a farm working for a rich player? Like it just doesn't make sense. And then on top of that, you can time travel in this world to the time of steam engines and drive a giant mech around? So are you then removed from the world, away from the other players in this massively multiplayer online game into the future? Or then are you just walking around with all the medieval players in a giant steampunk mech, or riding around in a train? It just seems disjointed and not connected. It's like a theme park, even though they claim it's a sandbox, for somebody who doesn't really want to play an MMO. They just have dreams of all these things they would love to see in an MMO, and they jump from place to place trying them out. This, I think, is going to be one of those MMOs that sits in early access on Steam for 25 years, with maybe 1/10 of the systems in-game, and even less actually working. Constantly making dev updates and showing videos of things they're working on, but never actually get at it. So, if you're excited about this one, well, I hope for the best, but I'm 100% sure after watching this, you would agree this is crazy. And I struggle to even believe this is the thing people are taking seriously. I mean, some of these systems don't even seem to connect to one another. The game is just a big list of things that everybody wants to see in MMOs, but don't really go in one MMO. You know what I mean? Anyway, guys, I just thought we'd take a closer look at it, and although it does seem like it would be amazing if it actually worked out, I don't really see how it could. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. And as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.